Hello students. Today we will understand the gaseous exchange through alveoles. Let's make the diagram to understand that. We'll make one of the alveoli, right? We already have explained the surfactant which is being present or secreted by polyhedral cell inside the alveoli. So this is one of the alveoli. Now respiratory system is always having very close connection with the blood circulatory system. So this is one of the blood vessels going, which is going near to the alveoli. Okay, so here's the blood, and it is also having biconcave RBCs and other contents also. So this is a blood which is passing through the blood vessel which is near to the alveoli. Now alveoles have what? Alveoles have oxygen present in it which is at higher concentration. Oxygen is present with a higher concentration inside the alveoli, right? And inside the blood, the carbon dioxide is present at higher concentration. Carbon dioxide is present in higher concentration. So process which is being utilized to transfer the gases is diffusion. Diffusion is a passive kind of transportation in which energy is not being spent. Now, higher concentration of oxygen into the alveoli by the process of diffusion enters into the blood, right? From higher concentration to the lower. On the other side, the carbon dioxide from the blood is transferred from higher concentration, means from blood to the alveoli. So here oxygen is coming into the blood, and here carbon dioxide is coming into the alveoles, which is then exhaled out through the nostrils. Remember that carbon dioxide mostly is traveling in the blood in the form of bicarbonate ion. When it reaches over there, these are being separated, right, in the form of water and carbon dioxide, right, and then carbon dioxide is delivered. So process again is diffusion, which is being utilized for gaseous exchange from alveoli to the blood vessels, from blood vessel back to the alveoli. Remember that. This is the first topic you should remember. Second, now respiration in different organisms. Second topic is respiration in different organisms. Let us discuss respiration in amoeba. Now amoeba is a unicellular organism. So very simple, if the question comes, how do the respiration take place in amoeba, right? So we have to remember this question can come of 1 mark especially. So it is through the plasma membrane. The gaseous exchange in amoeba take place through plasma membrane, again by the process of diffusion, right? So it is again a passive kind of transportation, no energy is being spent. Another question comes in arthropods. Let's take an example of cockroach. It is one of the example of the arthropods. In the arthropods or in the cockroach, tracheal system is present throughout the body. Tracheal system, like in us, it is always having a tracheal system present inside the body, correct? To it, these gases are transported through trachea but are exchanged. Let us see where from it is exchanged. Now, at the end of these tracheas, at the end of these, there are specialized structure. From these specialized, the end of the tracheas, there are specialized structures from where the gaseous exchange take place. So basically, gases are transported in the arthropods through trachea system, which is present throughout the body of the arthropod. So process again is utilized. Is diffusion. So again, a passive kind of transportation. In fishes, if the question is being asked, fishes, we know that in fishes, gills are present. Fishes have specialized structures called gills. Gills can separate the oxygen from the water, right? So in fishes, gills can separate the oxygen from the water, so fishes respire through the gills. These are one more question which can come. But one more question. See, in oxygen, in water, the oxygen level is much less. It is just about 1%. In air, it is about 21.89% is present. So breathing in air is very easy as compared to breathing in water, because oxygen level in the water is very, very less. You must have seen fishes in the water continuously actually opening their mouth and closing it. Means, what do you mean by that? As the oxygen level in the water is less, so simply rate of breathing is increased by the aquatic organism. Rate of breathing is increased by aquatic organism, because why? Because oxygen level in water is only 1%. So to compensate that, rate of breathing is increased in the aquatic organism. Remember that. Okay? You must have seen people who are living in the hill areas always have a reddish kind of a face. Why? It is simply because their number of RBCs are increased. Why so? In the hill areas, the air is very thin. Means density of the air is less. When the density is less, that simply means oxygen level is less. To compensate that, the people living over there increases their RBCs level to compensate the lesser amount of oxygen. Remember, these two questions are very, very important. Okay, so these are one mark questions which can come in amoeba to arthropods to the fishes, and the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is high. Why? This can be asked. Why hilly area? People living in the hilly areas always are reddish or having more hemoglobin to compensate the lesser amount of oxygen present in it. Remember, these are questions which are related to the respiration. Now we will discuss respiration in plants. Respiration in plants. This is again of 1 to 2 mark question which can come. Let's make a tree to understand it. So these are roots. This is the stem region. And this is the branching structure of the. Obviously, branches always bear leaves. So we'll make few of the leaves also. Okay. So this is the leaf structure which are present. Just to understand that. Now in a leaf structure, if you make a leaf structure, we know that we already have taken a longitudinal section of the leaf, and leaves always have presence of stomata. So leaves respire, or gaseous exchange in leaf take place through stomata. Remember that. Okay, we know that already. But in the stem region, because of the secondary growth must you have studied in the 9th class. It is a lateral growth on the sides it is happening, and there are dead cells which are produced on the sides, but parenchyma go on dividing and actually ruptures this stem region, and there is a hole which develops. There is a pore structure which develops called as lenticels. So in the stem region, gaseous exchange take place through lenticels. Remember that. And root structure, let's make a root. If this is a root, very thin root structure, it always have what? These root structures always have root hairs. These root hairs actually take the oxygen from near the soil or water present in it. Sometimes the air is also present in the soil. From there, the oxygen is absorbed. So roots respire through root hair, stem respire through lenticels, and leaf respire through stomata. There is very rare chance that one part of the leaf of the plant gives the gaseous exchange take place between any other part. Means leaves will never give to the stem will never give to the roots. They respire their own. So gaseous exchange are independent. Every part is actually doing of their own. And the process by which these plants are actually gaseous exchange is taking place is diffusion. So plants are sessile, means they are not in motion. They are always sticking to the ground. So lesser amount of energy requirement in plants is also there. So process of diffusion is enough for them. Process of diffusion is very much enough. Why I am saying this? One of the question comes, why this process of diffusion is not been taken by the multicellular organism like human? First answer is all the parts of the humans are not exposed to the atmosphere. The second, the energy requirement in the animals like humans is much higher as compared to the plants, right? So diffusion is a slow process which cannot be sufficient to provide that much of energy. That is why diffusion process is not being adopted by the complex organisms like human. Remember. So these are all are the parts which are, these are all the concepts which are related to the respiration in your syllabus. So I hope you must have understood. Next part is circulatory system, which we'll be discussing in the next video class. Bye-bye.